Hello and welcome. I'm Ryan, and we are here at Italy for another round of FRL, and we're starting off with qualifying for the first time in a few videos. And I'm doing a run on the mediums, as you can see. I decided to start a run on the mediums because there was only one set needed for the race, and I already have got a set for the race, so why not try it in qualifying? And because there's enough time to put a good lap in on the softs if needed, but if I put good enough of a lap in on the mediums, which is about P5, I will be satisfied with that. Then I will start on those tires because I feel comfortable ending on the softer tires. So going through Ascari there, two drivers have collided. One made a mistake and the other one couldn't avoid him. And we have to slipstream from Mita in front, so that will help around this track. BK goes provisional 4 with a 119.8, and my lap time was a 120.0, which was P3 at the time. So it looked like a really good lap on the mediums, but it wasn't as good as it really was because many people improved, and I dropped down to P10, and so I decided to do a lap on the softs and challenge for pole position, because there was a big chance I will be dropped down outside the top 10, and then I felt like it had no use qualifying on the mediums then, so I just tried on softs, and after the first corner I was just down on the delta, but now I'm up. I think it has something to do with the slipstream in the first run, but also I got a bit of a distracted run through the first chicane because of Bjorn. He went through the side of the track in a good way, but still it's a bit of a distraction, so I didn't have the perfect line through there. But I also didn't feel really comfortable in this session on the brakes. So going through the last corner, I improved massively, 6.5 tenths up on my previous best, and that puts me P3 again, 1 tenth, 2 tenths behind Paul. I think just as the same with the mediums at that moment back then, but in the end it was P5, but BK got a 5 place grip penalty, so that means I will be starting in P4. So at the starting grid then, waiting for some people to join, and now waiting for the lights to go on and off, and they're off, and I got a good launch but not a really good start, good getaway, so still in P4, not really bad start, but I got held up a little bit by FormulaTalks, who started on pole actually, so already losing 2 places into the first corner. I managed to get back at Felix and overtake him again, so now back into P4. Seeing FormulaTalks locks up and cuts the chicane there. I think he didn't got a penalty because of that, but he didn't lose any time, and he didn't gain anything, so it should be fine.
Okay, we're through the start phase.
And now the goal is to just stay behind in the slipstream and keep up with them, so I can attack in the late phase of the race. He made a little mistake through Ascari there, so gotta make use of that. and into P3 now, podium position. So I have the pace to get into first place, but then I also have to push a little bit, so I'll just try and stay in the slipstream and save a bit of ERS. I almost got attacked by seeing there, Toro Rosso, but the VSC got deployed, so that sort of saved me a little bit of effort. I think I could have defended from that, so that wasn't a big problem, I think. So trying to stay just above the delta. The safety car is ending now. Yeah, when the safety car ends, it's always in a corner. It's just, well, it's not always in a corner, but it mostly is. And I tried to gain a bit of time to lose there, because mostly some people lose more time than the other people. But yeah, when you don't have a good ending of the VSC, you still end up losing a bit of time because you haven't got a good run. But now I've managed to caught up in like one straight. Siba got a bit of a bad exit out of Ascari, trying to go around the outside of NLP. I think NLP was replacing Alex in this race. In the beginning he was also in this league in a Mercedes, and yeah, they were side by side. Siba made the move, and I think NLP tried to do a switchback, but we made a bit of contact. I didn't expect him to brake so early, so that's why we made contact, but I think it wasn't something I should be penalized for, so that also didn't happen. But now I'm in second place. But as I said, NLP did a race in this league in the beginning of the season, but he dropped out of it. But here he is again, replacing Alex apparently. And I have to say, he's doing quite a good job of in terms of pace in this race. So yeah, now I'm behind Siba, just doing the same the whole time, but the safety car gets deployed, so that helps me saving ERS and fuel even more. And there was a bit of I would say unlucky moment there, because safety car just got deployed when I was passing the pit lane entry, but I still wanted to make a stop, so I decided to make a stop and conform to the changed strategy, because the softs were wearing out quite quickly, and I thought at the moment that I could make up for it in the rest of the race and maybe pit later for the mediums. So that's why I made that decision. I fell back to P11 near safety cars coming in, so I'll try and get a good run, but I really didn't, so losing a bit of time to the back there in front. But I think I could make it up as we go through wide, passing Nita there, and also down the inside of Sam in the racing point. He was on the hard tires, so I should have the pace advantage over him. NLP was got disconnected, so very unfortunate for him. He was certainly in a race winning position, and he didn't rejoin for the rest of the race. So really unfortunate for him, and I gotta catch up to the guys in front again. BK, the pole sitter, makes a mistake. He goes into the wall, at less moto. So he's now in last place. Lost a lot of time there. But now I'm in 7th, behind Jarno. And yeah, through Ascari, I felt really... Well, not really much, but I felt quite stable around through that corner. More comfortable than the other guys. But not as comfortable as I would want it to be, because I lost a little bit of time lifting through there. I don't know, I don't think it was needed. But in the end, I still gained a bit of time to the other guys. So going around the outside of Jarno, gotta get a good exit, and we've got the move done. But now he's right behind, waiting to make move into the second chicane here. And I defended, but I just have a little bit of better tires, so that's also why I pitted. I just have to pace the functions now. And Sully makes a mistake here, so into P5 already. But at the first chicane, I made a move, and I covered him up just a little bit to compromise his exit. And I think I did it quite well. So Felix made a mistake at Ascari there. Because get the slipstream, he moves to the inside and I move to the outside. So around the outside into Parabolica. And he's gonna get DRS now, I believe.
Good job, nice overtake.
No DRS wasn't enabled yet. Now it's enabled, but he hasn't got DRS, but he does have the slipstream. So gotta watch out for him. I don't defend, as I didn't expect him to make a move, and he indeed didn't. So now I'm behind Killian, and as I said, I have much pressure tires. So I think the strategy is working out really well at this moment. I just thought, like, yeah, why not? Because I felt quite good at the strike. I have practiced a lot for this race, and I managed to pull out the pace out of the tires compared to the other guys. So FormulaTalks and CBO are battling for the lead. I'm right behind, looking to overtake them. But Mule 1 with Batush retired from the session. I don't know what he did really. I saw on the map that he made a mistake out of Ascari, and then now he's at Parabolica. I don't know what he did. Maybe he just retired by himself, like go to the pause menu. And I decided to confirm for the change stop, but I still need to switch to medium tires, but that resulted in me losing a bit of time to the leaders there. And now I brake for the pit lane. Just braked a little bit too late, and I sped in the pit lane just with 8 kilometers per hour. So that's really unfortunate. Now I get held up in pits as well. But in the end, it didn't really matter, as the other guys got 5-second penalty as well, but then before. And so at the pit stop, because they overtook the disconnected NLP during the safety car, the first safety car I believe, and that's why they got a 5-second penalty because of ignoring yellows. But that AI was going really slowly and didn't overtake them back, so that was unfortunate for them. Now I'm in P3. I'm gonna follow Sam here, but Summer X Winter Time in the Williams didn't pay that much attention. He had auto ERS on at that moment. He didn't know why, but the AI decided not to use any ERS at the restart, which is really unfortunate. I wanted to let him go right away, but the car didn't accelerate me. So I lost the backhand bit at the exit of the first game, and I almost made him spin out, and I managed to keep him safe and go into the gravel trap. And in the end, he spun into the wall after colliding with a seam, I believe. So that's very unfortunate for him. He hasn't gone single point yet in this league. I think he will at some at a race. And here at the restart, I locked up the rear tires, I believe, because those tires slide in the back end. And I went a bit too wide and went over the curb, and somehow the car went outside up because I went over the bump there. It's really weird. I don't know how that happened, but I think that shouldn't be happening. So back into 6th place, as some people made a mistake. And yeah, I've lost a lot of positions and time because of those little things, incidents, and that's really unfortunate. So gotta get it back now. I've got a run on Killian, sort of. I decided to go down the inside, and that worked. So next up is BK right in front of us. He didn't really defend Killian, but I saw the opportunity and went for it. So I'm asking to Jeff if BK has a penalty, because I'm not interested in his pace right now because he's right in front. And turned out he didn't have a penalty, so I have to overtake some guys, see how far I can go, and pull a 5-second gap because of speeding in the pit lane. I'm really disappointed in myself for getting such a penalty because I haven't had such a penalty in a long time. Especially in this league, I think I haven't got it once in this league, but now I did, and that's really unfortunate. So I went down the around the outside of BK there, but the tires decided to lock up. I think I braked it just a bit too late there. I don't know what it was with the medium tires, but they got a really big disadvantage compared to the soft tires in terms of braking for that chicane, and also this chicane. Here I lock up again, but I managed to keep the car straight, and we made contact, Killian and I. Killian wanted to avoid the bump, apparently, the sausage, so I need to catch up again to him, and I did within a few laps. Also, Jarno spun at the curb as well, so he's now behind us as well. And here, before going into Parabolica, I was looking for the DRS detection line, so I lifted off just a little bit. Here, Killian goes down the inside over the track limits, and I still tried to hang down around the outside, giving him a little bit of a nudge, and we maintained it. Well, we actually overtook him because he lifted off before Parabolica to get the DRS. That was a good move from him, but I don't feel like it was a good move going over the line there, the white line, and it also didn't work for him. And I'm now in 4th place, but still I need a gap of 5 seconds at least. So gotta close up to Sully now, as BK overtook him. Killian also hasn't got a penalty. Actually, I think no one got a penalty at this point, except for me. So that puts me in a really uncomfortable position there. So I'm closing in slowly, I believe, on the real Sully. I think I'm just a little bit faster than he also qualified outside the top 5, I believe, so I should be fast. Killian here has the DRS and I defended, but he didn't really got next to me, so we still maintained the position. And I need to save a bit of ERS as well right now. I only have less than 10%, so put it to none, and also lean fuel mixture in this section. Here, Sully made a mistake. Well, he didn't make a mistake, but he didn't get a good run through the second chicane there. So I now get DRS going out of Lesmo. And I do have the run on him, but I decided not to make a move here. But still, I wanted to make him make a mistake through Ascari there, just putting him off a little bit. It didn't really work, but you can always try. So gonna try and make a move going out of the parabolica there. I got a good run, not a bad run, and now overtake mode back to high because I don't have really much ERS. And I go fly past him just a sitting duck without DRS and probably not really much ERS. Here I lock up, and yeah, I could have turned and try and make the corner, but I thought to save a bit of effort and cut the corner, and I got a 3-second penalty, so now I have 8 seconds in total. I didn't really gain time there, but if I didn't cut it, then I would have certainly lost the position to Killian there. Here, the next lap, defending again from him, and he yanks it round the outside, and he got a move done. And at this point, I decided just to let those two guys go because it had no use battling really, because they will make me lose time to Yarna behind. And I also have a 8-second time penalty in total now. So it was a bit confusing. What was I going to do, or what do I have to do? So I just decided to save a bit of energy and stay behind the slipstream. So after VSC lap 24 right now, I'm still behind Sully, and now I just thought, yeah, let's just overtake them back again, because what do I have to do then other than staying behind, because Sully wasn't really quick into the middle sector, so I just had no other choice. I felt like that. So I overtook him back again, and now next up Killian. I'm now in 4th place, but of course I've got that penalty. And it was really confusing in this race actually. And it was also that I wasn't in a party with the other guys, so I couldn't speak to them and say like, hey, don't battle too much, I have got a penalty, because they didn't know. They just don't ask Jeff if someone's penalty, which is also something you don't you count on. And I understand that. I also did ask for a penalty if someone had a penalty in the last race, because I was in a good position, I guess. And now they are also in a good position to fight for the podium, so I understand it. But here, overtake mode, I have enough ERS as a VSC got deployed a few laps ago, so that helped a bit with saving. And now it's the penultimate lap, and I locked up just a little bit, but I actually braked later than before. So I don't know what happened back then. It was really weird. I did just the same thing as I did as always, So yeah, now I'm in third place. BK is a few seconds up the road, 2 seconds. FormulaTalks, aka Scene, says the fastest lap 121.6, but he is really far behind. He's at the first chicane just now. And yeah, I was in the game chat with Sam though. He believed he maybe could have no internet network issues without not being in a party, because maybe that would help, and it helped for him, I think. So that's good for him. And I had a little talk during the race with him. He decided to pit at the last lap to set the fastest lap time, and hopefully he will be able to do that. So as I said, 2 seconds to BK now, and it's the last lap, and I'm not under pressure from Killian. Still, he didn't know that I had a penalty, I think. Now 1.9 seconds to BK, and I'm catching up surely in this last lap. I don't know what he did really. And Felix is actually in the lead, the championship leader, and the only one who can stop him from winning is himself, because of making a mistake. He goes to Ascari there now, but without problems, so he's going to get a win shortly. Now 1.3 seconds to BK and 1 second to Killian. Not enough to get third place, because 8 seconds is the penalty, as I said. So I caught up to BK just in the last lap there. Last corner I got a bit of oversteer, and in the end it was third place on track, but 6th place after the race, after the gained the penalty. So in the end, a very disappointing race, but it's certainly something to learn from. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.